This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
We're all in this together. It's not just going to be a whole of government approach. It's a whole of America approach, and together we'll get through the coronavirus.
Reassuring words from the vice president as the coronavirus outbreak grows. There are now more than 600 confirmed cases in the U.S. and dozens of deaths. Indiana has 4 cases and no reported deaths from the virus, also known as COVID-19. Good evening at 11 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starantino. And while there is no widespread outbreak in the Hoosier State, the coronavirus is disrupting daily life for some in central Indiana. The confirmed Indiana cases are adults in Hendricks, Marion, and Noble counties, and a student in Avon. And a second student in the district is showing symptoms of the virus. Because of that, today Avon Community Schools announced all schools in the district will be closed for 2 weeks as a precaution.
The job of schools right now is the safety, security, and well-being of our students. That is our top priority. It has been and it will remain that way.
Avon students will have e-learning days through March 20th. They will be out of school for 4 weeks total through April 6th because spring break starts right after the 2-week hiatus.
And new at 11, RTV6's Cornelius Hawker spoke with 2 moms whose kids go to Avon schools. They say the next month is going to be a struggle for many parents.
Now I have to figure out what to do with my kids for the next 30 days so I can still maintain my job.
That's something Jillian Wigington and Hannah Gross never thought they'd have to deal with until COVID-19 made it a reality.
I'm okay with them being there for, a couple hours if need be, but then a whole day, well, with travel time, I'm gone 9.5 to 10 hours a day, and they just can't be there by themselves.
Hannah says some people with kids who need someone to watch them during this extended break will luck out.
Just really lean on people around you, friends, family, if they're close by.
But the CDC recommends those who are older try to avoid doing anything that could expose them to COVID-19. Because of that, Hannah and Jillian both tell me some families won't be able to rely on grandparents or older relatives for childcare. As new information about this virus is released, these 2 moms have their fingers crossed that this month-long break will clear everything up in Avon.
We were talking earlier that we hope when the 4 weeks is over, there's not a kid who's at the end and they get sent to school being sick and starts this whole thing all over again.
It's going to be rough and it's going to be difficult, but I'm glad that my kids go to a school system that do care enough to take action before it gets out of control.
Now, both Jillian and Hannah say that they're going to be fine. Hannah, she works from home, and Jillian's job is going to be accommodating during this whole situation fiasco.
It helps to have those jobs that are accommodating, but what about those people out there who don't have those kind of jobs, or people who might get sick and they need to be on the job because they depend on that paycheck?
Well, there's an economics professor up at Ball State University, and he's been looking into this. His research focused on how COVID-19 viruses like that and the flu spread throughout the workplace. And he says companies that are lenient with sick time and paid time off might save some money in the long run.
More paid time off for employees may actually be better for the company's bottom line, because if one employee doesn't come to work when they're sick, then they might not spread the illness to a lot of other employees.
People who may be concerned about their job security if they get sick because of the coronavirus outbreak may get some help from the White House. President Trump addressed the issue at a news conference this evening.
Tomorrow we're seeing the Senate. We're going to be meeting with House Republicans, Mitch McConnell, everybody, and discussing a possible payroll tax cut or relief, substantial relief, very substantial relief. That's a big number. We're also going to be talking about hourly wage earners getting help so that they can be in a position where they're not going to ever miss a paycheck.
The president says more information will be shared tomorrow. Noblesville Schools is asking anyone who attended baseball and swim events at Noblesville High School over the weekend to be extra vigilant in watching for COVID-19 symptoms. That's because a parent attended those events before being directed to self-quarantine. The district says that parent has no symptoms and has not tested positive for the virus, but he or she attended an out-of-state event last week where another person did test positive.
And coronavirus concerns are disrupting life in other ways, like how people in need get food. Gleaner's Food Bank is making changes this week at its community cupboard on the southwest side of Indianapolis. A drive-through system will be used to give out food at the facility on Waldemere Avenue. The pantry itself will be closed. Hours are 10 to 3 Tuesday and Wednesday and 2 to 7 on Thursday. Saturday distribution is canceled due to a lack of staffing. And so far, no major events in central Indiana have been canceled due to the spread of the virus. One convention, the American Coding Show, has been postponed to a later date. Chris Gall with Visit Indy tells RTV6 the city and event facilities are taking a proactive approach in responding to the outbreak.
We are taking things week by week. They're ever evolving, and that's happening in every major city across the U.S. and internationally. And so at this point, we feel very confident in the steps we're taking preventatively and from a communication standpoint to be very transparent. But it's week by week as this continues to evolve.
Gall says it's up to event organizers to decide whether to cancel something. And some major events in other parts of the country and the world are canceled, including Ireland and Boston St. Patrick's Day parades, an annual festival marking the new year that is considered the world's biggest water fight has also been called off.
Well, as you heard, many officials say the situation surrounding COVID-19 is changing every day, and there is a lot of misinformation out there. And that's why our Scripps national team is getting answers to your questions. Watch the special report, Coronavirus, the Facts, Friday at 7 o'clock right here on RTV6. And you can find the latest developments about the outbreak anytime on our website, theindychannel.com/coronavirus.
Now to the forecast. Drivers on the North Split are navigating wet roads as rain moves across central Indiana. Kevin, what can we expect with this system?
More rain through tomorrow morning, and it's wet and windy. Maybe you heard the wind, or still do. We had a wind gust of 43 miles per hour in the last couple of hours here in Indy. The wind will relax a little bit, but not until morning. So overnight, very windy, staying wet. Our rain chances about as high as they get. But watch what happens. By the time you get driving to work, our rain chances will quickly diminish. There's the rain eastern Marion County. There's more that will come in from the southwest, and these little waves or periods of rain will continue through the overnight. This is what we wake up to. Warmest temperatures of the day in the morning. Rain continues through about 10 or 11, then will diminish after that.
New tonight, Indianapolis Public Schools and the Union Council representing the district's bus drivers have come to an agreement. It's designed to keep drivers from calling off work to use their sick days and interrupting bus service before IPS transitions to a private transportation company over the summer. RTV6's Cameron Riddle shows you what the district is now offering drivers.
IPS and the AFSCME union have agreed to give their bus drivers and attendants additional money amounting to thousands of dollars in bonuses, in addition to helping them find new jobs with either the bus company First Student or elsewhere in the city. The two-page agreement puts in writing the district's plan to pay bus drivers for their unused paid time off, $35 in exchange for each day of personal and sick time. The district is now offering a transition bonus of up to $4,000 through a number of incentives, including earning $100 for each week of perfect attendance on the days students are taking state-mandated tests. Employees can also get a $1,000 bonus for good attendance through the end of the school year. Finally, the district is offering a bonus of $100 for each year an employee has worked for the district, topping out at $1,500. The agreement comes more than a week after enough bus drivers called out sick to shut down the district's bus service. The superintendent says the bonuses are a reward for drivers who continue to support the district as it lays off those same drivers and moves their jobs to a private bus company.
I don't want to lose sight of the fact that there are a number of transportation employees who are experiencing that same level of change, who reported to work that day and were ready to serve our kids and families.
The district says the staff members who showed up on the day of the massive call out and the 2 days after will also be awarded a $250 loyalty bonus on top of that day's full pay. I'm Cameron Riddle, working for you, RTV6.
RTV6 did reach out to union leaders for their reaction to the agreement, but so far we have not heard back.
Washington Township Schools says it is listening to the community as it makes a decision to ditch plans to build a new transportation center in favor of a new middle school. In May, the district will ask Northside residents for a referendum which will fund the district's plans to relocate Northview Middle School from its current location at 86th and Westfield to a soccer field the district owns at 91st and College. Right now, 3 other schools in the transportation center currently sit on the same campus, and the district is running out of space. Plans to move the transportation center to 91st and College were scrapped following tough pushback from area residents. School board member John Fensel says the district had much more support for moving the school.
It made sense to try to improve student safety on this site, and something needed to move off of campus. And after listening to the community, after working with our professional partners, it was decided that moving Northview to 91st and College is a strong alternative.
The district is asking for 2 referendums this spring, one for operations and another for construction costs, which includes the relocation of Northview and other projects with a total of $285 million.
The family of a truck driver who died after a high-profile accident is now thanking the community. Jeffrey Duke Denman was driving the tanker that crashed and exploded on the highway on the I-465 ramp to I-70 on the east side of Indianapolis. He died on Saturday after suffering severe injuries in the accident on February 20th. Today, Eskenazi Hospital released a statement from Denman's family saying, quote, "Although Duke did not win this battle and has gone home to the Lord, we have witnessed the tremendous outpouring of love and kindness from not just central Indiana, but throughout the country. We cannot begin to express our gratitude. Thank you to the Good Samaritans and the first responders who were on the scene of this horrific accident who saved Duke's life. Your selflessness and risking your own life to prolong Duke's is a testament to what is great about human nature," end quote.
Coming up, more voters will cast their ballots tomorrow in the race to decide who will face President Trump in November. One of Indiana's neighboring states is taking center stage.
Also ahead, police are asking for help identifying a suspect seen walking up to a home and committing a crime in the middle of the day. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
Visit ChooseYourChevy.com.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
New at 11, Carmel police are asking for help identifying a theft suspect caught on camera taking a package from a home on Driftwood Court. It happened just after 2 o'clock last Thursday afternoon. If you have information, call Carmel police. The number 317-571-2500.
Tomorrow is another big day in the race for the Democratic presidential nomination. People in half a dozen states will vote. ABC's Inez de la Huerta reports Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders are preparing for a tough battle in Michigan.
6 states holding primaries, and the race for the Democratic nomination essentially down to 2 men.
Get up! Let's take back this country.
We are capable of making sweeping change if we have the courage to do it.
Former Vice President Joe Biden coming off a string of big wins on Super Tuesday, now racking up new endorsements. New Jersey Senator Cory Booker hitting the campaign trail with Biden.
And so for me, it is obvious that Joe Biden is the person.
And California Senator Kamala Harris releasing this video backing the former vice president, his 10th endorsement from a former rival.
So join me in supporting Joe, and let's get this done.
Meanwhile, Senator Bernie Sanders picked up a key endorsement from civil rights icon Jesse Jackson, which could help him chip away at Biden's support from African-American voters.
I stand with him because he stands with you.
Today, Biden visiting a health center in Michigan and slamming Sanders on Medicare for All.
Senator Sanders is a good man. He's Medicare for All push would be a long and expensive slog if it can get done at all. And the patients at Cherry Hill, they can't afford to wait for a revolution.
Campaigning in Missouri, the Vermont senator hitting back.
Joe Biden has been on the floor of the Senate talking about the need to cut Social Security benefits.
In Michigan, voters who cast early ballots for candidates who've now dropped out of the race have until 4 p.m. today to change their votes. Inez de la Huerta, ABC News, Washington.
Now, covering the Statehouse, there will be a new Speaker of the House in the final days of the 2020 legislative session.
All those in favor of this motion, please indicate by saying aye. Motion carries. Representative Todd Houston has been elected Speaker of the House of Representatives by acclamation. Congratulations.
Today, the House selected Representative Todd Houston of Fishers to replace Brian Bosma. Last year, Bosma announced he would retire at the end of this session and not run for re-election. Bosma is the longest-serving House Speaker in Indiana history. His term ended today, and Houston was sworn in.
I know we all share the same goal of making Indiana a better place, which will mean that I will expect and vigorously enforce the rules and decorum of this body to ensure it's a place of thoughtful, spirited debate while honoring the importance of this institution.
Houston is scheduled to be the Speaker of the House for next year's session, but he must win re-election for that to happen. Bosma served as Speaker for 12 years. He will finish out this session as a representative. It's expected to end Wednesday.
Now taking a look outside, here's some video of rain that our own Kevin Gregory shot outside of our studio. After a gorgeous weekend and some warmer temperatures,
I was hiding
around
the corner there to stay dry.
Okay.
I was doing what I could. It's not exactly pouring in downtown Indy, but I'll show you where some spots see a little heavier rain. Temperatures 57 in Muncie. These are well above our average high temperature for the day. So it's mild, it's wet, and it's windy. There's a wind gust 36 miles per hour in Indy, 37 in Terre Haute. The wind will gust 20 to 25 first thing in the morning when you wake up. Light showers just about everywhere. You find the yellows here, some oranges, little pockets of heavier rain moving rather quickly from southwest to northeast. It's possible we have a rumble of thunder in the southern third of the state. Excuse me, as far as rainfall is concerned, ½ an inch or less from Indy south, and I think it will be ½ an inch or so as you go north of Indianapolis. Notice our daily chance for showers over the next several days. The chance tomorrow morning, but then we're dry after that. Just part of Wednesday with the chance of showers. What I'm saying is I don't think we'll have any all-day rains. Most likely time probably Thursday night into early Friday. Temperatures 54 tomorrow morning. I'll show you how that changes in a second. The warmest day of the work week comes Thursday with a high temperature of 63 degrees. Tomorrow morning, temperatures when you wake up, start driving to work with showers will be as warm as they'll be all day. We'll fall from there by noon, 47, and during the afternoon hours, pretty steady from there. The wind won't be quite as strong, but it will be out of the northwest, which will make a difference, bringing in the cooler temperatures. 7 a.m. Wednesday, lots of clouds around, a couple of showers develop. There they are. As we get to the early afternoon, especially central southern Indiana, we'll hold on to that threat through the day, but not expecting any heavy rain. Temperatures will be in the mid-50s for the afternoon high. As we look toward the weekend, we don't say we're done with snow yet, but as far as getting accumulating snow, certainly seems less and less likely as we go along. But I would say Saturday night, we could mix in a few snowflakes with rain showers. Temperatures will be cool compared to where we'll be over the next several days over the weekend. It's one of those times where cooler temperatures in the weekend arrive at the same time. 7-day forecast, our showers end early tomorrow morning, and that chance of showers Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning should be dry. It's late Friday into Saturday where shower chances come back as we transition from the 50s back into the 40s.
All right, so things will be drying out. Enjoying it for you.
Okay. Well, Brad Brown is here with a look at our sports. Hey, Brad.
Hey, team. Thanks. We start with a quick football headline from Monday. Quarterback Peyton Ramsey is leaving IU. He's transferring to Northwestern for his final college season. 6,500 yards, 42 touchdown passes during his 3 years in Bloomington. He stuck with the Hoosiers after losing the starting job. Then he got it back. He's going to a Northwestern team that had a 3-9 record last season as a graduate transfer. Well, good evening, everyone. Butler's season saw them reach the top 5 in the nation, but the reality of the Big East settled them back a bit. The Bulldogs will carry some momentum, though, into the conference tourney this week. We got to look at practice today before the team heads to New York City. 3 straight wins to close out the regular season, coming after 3 straight losses. Butler's 10 Big East wins included 4 on the road, but they have struggled at Madison Square Garden, host site of that tournament. We will see how this week goes for them. They're coming off a stunning Saturday night at Xavier. Kamar Baldwin matched a career high with 36 points. The final 3 of those as time expired in a 72-71 win. 4th time in his career Baldwin's beaten the buzzer for a W. He was named first team All Big East today and is looking to make a deep March run.
I would just say it starts here in practice. The coaches do a great job of putting us in situations like that where, we're up, we lose it, or we're down, we have to come back. So, I mean, we practice those moments. So just being able to go in and execute.
It's a character win as much as anything. Like, guys had to just stay the course, believe in themselves, believe in, what we're doing. I thought our poise down the stretch, even when they made a run. So, those just build confidence, I guess.
Butler plays Providence in the Big East quarterfinals. That game is Thursday afternoon at 2:30. There will be some midday hoops tomorrow in Indianapolis. The IUPUI women won their first ever regular season conference title a couple weeks ago. Today, they moved a step closer to another piece of history. The Fairgrounds Coliseum hosting the Horizon League semifinals. Jags in the opening game, a 16-4 advantage in the second quarter, helped put this one away. Macy Williams with this score in the lane. She had 14 points and 11 rebounds. Cleveland State got within 6, but a big finish for the Jags. Destiny Perkins calls bank, gets the three. She led the way with 15, 71-54 when it was all done. IUPUI now one win away from their first trip to the big dance.
I thought they were ready to go. When people had that rest versus rust thing, I dismissed that before the game. I was like, if we don't play well, it has nothing to do with that. We didn't really shoot the ball well in the last 4 games. That rest was needed for us. But our kids, I think, were more just chomping at the bit to get out there.
The Horizon men's final will include UIC. They defeated Wright State in tonight's first men's semifinal. Northern Kentucky is leading the other half of the bracket with about 5 minutes to go. IUPUI women play tomorrow at noon. The men's final is at 7 at the Coliseum. Time for another break. More of the news at 11 next.
1,600 purchase allowance.
Hiring Hoosiers is connecting you to training, resources, and jobs, and we find the ways that education can help young people forge a career.
Our Kelsey Anderson shows us a class that's getting students out of the classroom and into the community where they're learning to build important relationships.
In an 88,000 square foot building nestled in the middle of downtown Muncie, Ball State students are hard at work.
The studio is entirely student-driven.
Students working towards their masters in architecture are getting a first-hand experience in creating.
We're going to start fabricating these different elements.
But creating is already a passion for these students. The main takeaway for them is learning to build community relationships.
That's really taught us how to interact with the different community partners because we're working with Midwest Metals and other professionals.
Something Olivia Zepp says is preparing her for a career post-graduation.
Working with all of the moving parts and the different people I'll have to be contacting and having the professional manner that you don't learn in a typical classroom.
Ball State partnered with Mad Jacks, the makerspace they work in, along with Minnetrista, Midwest Metals, and the Indiana Hardwood and Lumbermen Association.
Having all of these different materials accessible to us, plus this machine shop that we have here, allows us to explore things not just in the computer and in paper and in a theoretical fashion like we would in most classes, but we've been able to go hands-on as well.
Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Well, Professor Clevin Klinger says they are always looking for work with more local businesses, either by helping them solve a problem they're having or if someone has textiles that they think the students can use. You can learn more about getting involved by going to our website, hiringhoosiers.com. We'll be right back.
Prices at Ross. Yes, for less.
A former presidential hopeful is taking his talents to late night. Pete Buttigieg will host Jimmy Kimmel Live on Thursday right here on RTV6. Buttigieg dropped out of the race for the Democratic presidential nomination before Super Tuesday. The former South Bend mayor says he's going to have some fun before pursuing his next job.
I look forward to that.
Take a little time, yeah.
Can't be easy to host that. Okay, showers moving southwest to northeast. Some pockets of heavier rain, maybe a rumble of thunder. Temperatures in the 50s in the morning and some showers still around.
All right, that's all we have time for.
Good night.
Say good night. Good night.